24x7 ताजा समाचार समस्त दर्शक के জানাচ্ছি আন্তরিক শুভেচ্ছা।
एक्सक्लूसिव ज्वेलरी कलेक्शन DTC लंदन द्वारा बेस्ट शोरूम अवार्ड विनर RR अग्रवाल ज्वेलर्स, कोलकाता जयपुर के बाद अब रौरकेला में भी RR अग्रवाल ज्वेलर्स, रिश्ता भरोसे का।
जनवरी 2024 में एसेट अंडर मैनेजमेंट और एवरेज एसेट अंडर मैनेजमेंट में उल्लेखनीय वृद्धि देखी गई। भारतीय म्यूचुअल फंड उद्योग ने अपनी प्रगति जारी रखी है। आंकड़ों के अनुसार शुद्ध AUM में वर्ष दर वर्ष 33.11% की प्रभावशाली वृद्धि हुई है। जनवरी 2023 में 39.62 लाख करोड़ रुपए की तुलना में यह 52.74 लाख करोड़ रुपए तक जा पहुंचा है। यह उछाल सितंबर 2021 के बाद से सबसे अधिक वृद्धि का प्रतीक है, जो बाजार की बदलती गतिशीलता के बीच उद्योग के लचीलेपन और क्षमता को रेखांकित करता है। उद्योग के इस विकास के अनुरूप UTI एसेट मैनेजमेंट कंपनी अपने फाइनेंशियल सेंटर के व्यापक नेटवर्क के माध्यम से निवेशकों को सशक्त बनाने में सबसे आगे रही है। इसी बीच UTI AMC की ओर से महानगर में एक कार्यक्रम का आयोजन किया गया था। इस अवसर पर UTI AMC में फिक्स्ड इनकम के प्रमुख श्री अनुराग मित्तल सहित कई गणमान्य लोग मौजूद थे। मौके पर मित्तल ने उद्योग की वृद्धि और निवेशकों को सशक्त बनाने में UTI AMC की भूमिका पर टिप्पणी करते हुए कहा,
I think broadly the rise in the Indian mutual fund industry reflects its resilience and adaptability among changing market dynamics. Through its strong presence across India, UTI AMC is committed to empowering investors by providing them with personalized guidance and comprehensive investment solutions. As far as fixed income investing is concerned, one of the primary reasons why any investor invests in a fixed income asset class is stability and predictability of returns. And what's really changed for Indian fixed income investors in the last 3-4 years is because of focus of inflation targeting from RBI. Interest rates and overall macro conditions have become much more predictable and much more stable. So for example, if you would look at the way currency is behaving in the last 3-4 years, despite a very high global volatility, INR has been quite stable amongst the emerging markets. So that's one of the reasons for that has been that RBI has been quite consistent in the way it manages interest rates. The government has done a commendable job in bringing fiscal deficit down. In fact, during COVID, when everyone was spending very aggressively, the government rightfully restrained and did not spend, and in fact targeted welfare spending towards poor and the marginal section of society. So largely as a result of that, if you remember when COVID unwound and most of the economy saw very high inflation, at that point of time India did not see a very high inflation relatively. Of course, because of commodity prices going up, etc., there was an element of inflation, but compared to some of even the advanced economies like the US, UK, Eurozone, etc., India has been relatively more stable. So the environment for fixed income investing has become better for investors. Secondly, today in mutual fund space, we share our portfolios every 15 days. There is liquidity to investors that they can redeem in mutual funds which don't have an exit load with a one-day notice. So overall, from a point of view of transparency, from a point of view of liquidity, mutual funds are a very, I would say, enabling vehicle for investors to consider fixed income investing through mutual fund. And another very important aspect is, if compared to traditional fixed income instruments, mutual funds also enable the investors to participate in interest rate cuts or hikes according to their investment horizon. So they can benefit from market interest rates, the movement of market interest rates, and also have the potential of earning some MTM gains along with their usual accrual. So I think that's also one aspect which fixed income mutual funds may be slightly superior to the traditional fixed income instruments. So one, in terms of enabling of capital gain, second, liquidity, third, transparency in our portfolio. It all helps the investor to understand where their returns are really coming from. And even from a regulatory standpoint, SEBI has done an excellent job in the last 3-4 years in terms of categorization of schemes. So now every debt, so there are broadly categories defined as per the maturity bucket for every scheme. So the investor, as per their investment horizon, so for example, if the investor is looking at 1 year investment horizon, they can consider, let's say, a low duration or a money market category. If they are looking for a long term investment horizon, 2-3 years, they can consider a short term or a corporate bond, a moderate duration category broadly fund. So depending on the investor's risk appetite, the categories are also now very well defined by SEBI, and that is allows investors to pick and choose as per the risk appetite. So I think from a regulatory, from a macro environment, and even from the overall construct, mutual funds are looking quite attractive. For what could investors do today? So broadly, given that RBI is expecting inflation to go to 4.5 on an average in the next fiscal year, we at UTI Mutual Fund are expecting a rate cut of 50 to 75 basis points in the next 12 months. At this point of time, if you look at the shape of the yield curve, today a 3-4 year AAA PSU bond is trading around 770, 780. So probably today investors have a very good option of locking in at these attractive yields. In case the rate cut pans out, they have the potential to earn some capital gains on top of this accrual. In case the rate cut gets delayed due to some external shock, probably they're still earning a decent accrual in these products without taking too much of a duration risk. So what we are recommending to investors during these times is, given that we are not seeing very deep rate cuts, we are seeing modest rate cuts of 50 to 75 basis points. A moderate duration allocation seems more attractive from risk reward perspective, rather than going for very aggressive or very long duration, till we have a view that probably rate cuts are likely to be deep. So that is largely our view.
ब्यूरो रिपोर्ट 24/7 ताजा समाचार।
एक्सक्लूसिव ज्वेलरी कलेक्शन डीटीसी लंदन द्वारा बेस्ट शोरूम अवार्ड विनर आर अग्रवाल ज्वेलर्स, कोलकाता जयपुर के बाद अब रौरकेला में भी आर अग्रवाल ज्वेलर्स, रिश्ता भरोसे का।
24/7 ताजा समाचार के सभी दर्शकों को साधना सरगम का नमस्कार।